Hello, welcome to this video, and this is going to be my birthday party. I've invited two of my favourite musicians. On bass, Mr. Will Allman.
Hello.
I was expecting a round of applause then. Scott, you could have at least clapped at that point.
Oh, sorry. There you go.
We do have some people in here watching this, and all the way from, where are you from, BD?
New Jersey, USA.
All the way from New Jersey, USA, one of my favourite jazz fusion guitarists in the world.
Thank you.
Mr. Beanie Lenz.
Thank you.
So this is going to be great. We've got nothing planned, right? We're going to start playing.
In the proper jazz way.
Yeah, it's a proper jazz way. You're going to see musicians in the room and see what happens. It's probably going to go wrong, but that's what we want to capture. I want to capture it going wrong, but also it going right, so you can decide which is what. So what should we start with, chaps?
You want to do the chicken?
Do you want to do the chicken?
Let's do the
Well, the
chicken.
thing is, I've always had this fantasy, because every time somebody does the chicken, I always feel it's lacking something. And that's actual chickens. Don't you think? So that would be a brilliant thing to do. We'll run a bit of the chicken. And we're going to start with we'll start like that,
Yes, okay.
right? And then you at home, they won't know about this, but you at home will have the extra chicken experience, okay?
It's your birthday, man. So
That's what I
your
want.
wish, you know.
This is how it's
Yeah.
like you can do it seriously
Okay.
or not.
No.
So,
Say no.
you were doing it properly though. Lovely. So that was the chicken with actual chickens. I think this is the first time.
They sounded great.
Yeah, Jacko never did that, did he? And I would have thought he would have done that, but he never did. Talking of Jacko Pastorius, he used to tour in the old days a lot when they were both quite leery, I think, with Mr. Michael Stern. Yeah. And you've had quite a close relationship with him, haven't you?
Yeah, off and on through the years. I mean, he's a busy guy, so yeah, for sure.
So was he a big influence on you?
Huge influence. I mean, he was really like my bridge into the jazz world because, I mean, I grew up a rocker, you know, and progger, and I went to music school and I heard all this jazz, but I really didn't understand it. You know, I needed someone like Mike Stern who, you know, has that blues and rock edge to him as like, you know, my way in. My way into jazz, you know.
So who were the guitarists you were listening to before you heard Mike Stern?
I mean, you know, I was a big Rush fan. I wouldn't say I was huge into prog, but I was a big Rush fan. But, you know, I was still into virtuosic guitar players. Like, I loved Joe Satriani in that time, you know, Stevie Ray Vaughan on the blues side, Jimi Hendrix, of course. So that's where I was coming from, and I needed a way into jazz, and Mike Stern gave me that.
And this is an issue for a lot of players, isn't it? Is you sort of get a rock guitar, which is basically sort of blues guitar down, and then you hit jazz, it's like a big wall of things, you know. But the blues thing's important, isn't it?
It is. It really is. Yeah. I mean, I think like the blues end of it gives that soul, you know, and people who maybe never really played the blues sometimes lack that bit of soul in their jazz, you know.
And also phrasing, isn't it? Because you have to learn to phrase because you haven't got that many notes, so you have to really try and make those notes work. Shall we? What I'd like to see you do, BD, is some straight blues. Okay. Shall we do a slow six feel?
Sure.
And I don't want any jazz notes from you.
No,
I want some. Well, you can put a few in. Maybe when you go to the four chord, maybe that major third there.
Is there an alarm if I hit the
Oh yes, we've got that fitted. I've got it switched off. Scott, can you press the jazz bullshit? Switch that on. So So this is jazz guitars playing the blues, right?
The blues, yeah.
So what key would you like to do it in?
A.
Is that all right?
It's fine with me. I know that one.
1, 2, 3.
Thank you, Scott.
Scott clapped at that because it was proper music. He's thinking, BD's finally playing proper music.
3 chords, man.
Yeah, so you can play the right notes. You know when he's doing all that stuff and going wrong with all the funny notes. Although I did
I did a
detect,
few.
when you went to the 4 chord, you went up to that diminished thing that exists above it.
True.
Yes, all the nominees. What are they talking about? The blues. It opens the door to jazz. Actually, when you try not to do it, you feel whoa. You know, absolutely amazing. I did enjoy that. Bit of blues on my channel.
I played some jazz notes. I was
did go for the
afraid I was
button.
going to get in trouble.
Well, you never know who's watching.
I know.
Dominic Miller. Dominic, are you watching him? What do you think to that? He's ever so worried about you watching it. And I told him that you watched the show. He was a little bit worried. But I think he did pretty well, yeah. So,
Oh, man.
so how much is that coming from Steve Ray Vaughan? How much is that coming from Mike Stern?
You know, it's both. I mean, I grew up on the Stevie Ray and the blues thing. I mean, that doesn't go away. you
Yeah.
know. So even though I'm doing like the jazz thing, like that stuff's in there. You know, it's
Do you find that you start I found that you start with the pentatonic,
yeah,
then you go off into the world of mad scales,
yeah.
and then you come straight back to
You
the
come
pentatonic
back.
because the pentatonic's where it's at.
But you know, like you're absolutely right. Like, you know, there's so many bands that are around playing the blues, but to make it beautiful with great phrasing, with those limited notes, like that is an art, man. You know, like jazz, we have all the notes, right? And certainly in blues you can, but it's really about just hitting those few in the right way. you
Yeah.
know?
And I think good blues, you still have to go through the chords. You still
Yeah.
got to know those chords.
That's
are
right,
there, haven't
that's
you?
right.
And also, I think with the blues, there's quite cliche build-ups. You know they're there,
Mm-hmm.
but nothing's set. So when you solo them, you've sort of got to work. What am I doing now? And how am I going to? Because I was going to go into certain things,
Of course.
you know. And the ending, of course, I was planning to do. I was going to do a stop and let you do one of those breaks,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, yeah.
which would sound like the show. We do one of those stops.
Okay.
So so just stop. You know, you'll know what to do. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, my distortion wasn't on.
I was muted. So.
That was too much pressure.
Oh, you see, this is what you're getting to see. He's come all the way from New Jersey. He's just got off the plane. He's just come straight here, all excited. But actually, it's like a test, isn't it? Andy's jazz test. But it's a blues test.
But I thought that was getting cut off.
No way. That will be on the
Dominic
loop.
Miller.
That'll be on the loop, that will.
Keep listening. Don't see that.
Do you try it again?
All right.
Right. We'll get it. We'll get this.
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
conquer it.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. So what actually happened there? 'Cause it's interesting to look, because the really didn't go wrong. It's because I caught you out, didn't I?
Yeah.
You thought we were going to the end,
I
and
thought
I
that
did
was
one of
the
those
end,
stops.
yeah.
So this is the thing about the blues; they're all in there. You know they're there, don't you? You know, it's you can't always get. Do you want to have another go at that?
We'll try it again. All
Do
right.
you want to try that again?
Yeah, let's get
This
this
is
is
quite
the
fun.
one.
This
This
is
is
because the other thing is when you go straight into it, starting with a stop, you got no idea the time. have you?
Right.
So
There's
that's
that
what
too.
it's-
Yeah, you guys are just like, okay,
Yeah,
go ahead.
yeah. Let's try
Come on,
that.
you, mate.
Yeah.
You ready then?
I think so.
What? You don't have to play. You just come in with your big band.
Okay.
don't mind being caught out. Still not there though, was it?
No.
So this is what it would be like in the studio, wouldn't it? You know, where you hear all this perfection, but I think we should move on a little bit.
Okay.
What other bands did you listen to apart from these sort of rock bands, prog bands prior to?
I mean, you know,
The Beatles, you
definitely,
said?
I love the
Leading-
Beatles. Love the Beatles.
Do you play any Beatles songs in your set?
I do.
Would you like to play something
Can we
that
play
you've
one?
prepared rather than...
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Quick nudge to load the people.
I've seen BD many a time, and he does do arrangement of many different sort of
do.
non-jazz groups, and you
Yeah.
do a nice version of Norwegian Wood. So,
you.
what sort of feel do we have with this?
Band up front.
Lovely. So we're gonna do. So on these videos, I really like to try and show how musicians work, how we negotiate through stuff. So just so you know, I'm going to say, us three have never played together, have we? I've played with you.
Just met. Yeah.
Just met Will. Will actually being younger. I know he doesn't look it.
I'll show you later, eh?
He shaved his head, but he's actually quite a young chap.
Yeah.
And you're not so familiar with Norwegian Wood, believe it or not, the youth of today.
No.
So he's on the dots, aren't you? You're on the dots.
I've got the chart loaded up here.
So
I've never actually even heard the tune.
you don't know how this
So
goes, do you?
I'm going to play however I want it to play.
Well, I wanted you to sing it, but that's not going to happen, is it?
That's not going to happen.
Oh. Right, so this is a completely impromptu Norwegian Wood. It
Yeah.
could be a disaster. It could be good. Probably it'll have bits of good, bits and bad bits. You can make a decision. So shall we have a go? You bring it in like that, and I'll filter in behind.
Yeah,
you.
I'll bring in the melody. I'll cue you when we hit the top.
Well done, chaps.
Yeah.
That was like one of those first Larry takes, but it's so on the edge. You could never do that again. That was great. Oh, I'm a bit puffed now. I'm gonna have to have a rest.
Oh.
Well, I've only got one bass drum pedal here, and I'm missing the double bass drum thing. This is
First-
very aggressive stuff you're doing, BD.
Well, yeah, I mean, look, I can play very polite jazz too, and there are times that I need to do that, and I don't mind because I love that too.
Let's do that then.
Yeah.
What can we do? What standards do you know?
Well, my iPad knows them all. Do I know them is a completely different
Let's
statement.
see if I've got some brushes here. Let's see how all the different areas we can get into.
Yeah. Or a bossa, or
Yeah, go on
there's
then.
nothing more polite than a bossa nova.
What would that be?
Like Girl from Ipanema.
Yeah, that'd
right?
be on there.
What
Yeah.
was that?
Girl from Ipanema, right?
Yeah. Do you know that one?
Starting
William?
Is this, well, my iPad does, so therefore I do.
Let's have a go at it then, shall we? Well, that's how it starts.
That's how
You
it
stay
All right,
there.
it's a good start.
That's
yeah.
a good start, but I don't think you can stick on that. It will need, there's a few other bits to it.
being polite. You,
We
my
just have a
friend.
little bit,
You,
just
my
to
friend.
show
That
you.
is Andy Polite.
Just to show you, but we brought it right down afterwards. That was wonderful. That was brilliant. Well, I've enjoyed this session very much. And how long are you over in the UK for?
This trip, I'm doing 2 weeks, and I'm here by myself, just playing with UK musicians. You know, I come here a few times a year. Sometimes I bring a band from home, but this is so much fun. Like just driving around and playing with great people.
And how do you find the British jazz musicians? They're not very good, are they?
They're terrible. No.
They were no soul.
Well, they make me look good because they're so bad. No, come on. Don't. I'm just kidding. No, amazing. That's why I'm here. And that's why I love this. I get to play with you guys.
Yeah, it's lovely to get out and play, isn't it? It's music. And I always feel this when, you know all these people all over the world, you have all these different connections, and then you bring them all together. We're all in the same room. Rob's filming this at the moment. I've known Rob for years. Right in the back is my friend Scott Garrett, who's been there through thick and thin. There he is.
This guy.
Scott Garrett.
He hooked me up.
Yeah.
He got me over here, really.
Yeah, so it's lovely for us all to be. Will used to be my student, so I'm very proud of him being able to negotiate this quite difficult stuff here. And that one was hard. I'm dropping you in.
When you gave me the nod, I was like, oh God, here we go. Come on, don't mess it up.
And the thing with Ipanema, it just goes on and
Yeah,
on.
I'll play through it. Come on. I'll only play one.
Trial by fire, man.
Well, I think as is my want on my channel, let's finish up with something weird. So let's do some real free improvisation. There'll be some funky bits. You've got all these pedals on the floor. They're not being used. All I'm hearing is cleaning a dirty tone and a polite bass sound. I expect the pedals to be used on this. And I expect you two to start off and come in with some music concrete, avant-garde, free jazz, weird, you know, Brion Eno-esque stuff, and then I'll come in with doing some stuff as well. So before we go, I would like to say, bring the camera to me.
To you.
Our American cousins won't get that. You don't get that, do you?
No.
The Chuckle Brothers, you see. Yeah, check the Chuckle Brothers out. That's our equivalent of jazz, isn't it?
Yeah.
Here in the obviously, go and check out BD's stuff. He's been around for a long time. He's a lot older than he looks. That's why he's got that hat on, right? See the hat? You see under there? It's all
I'm
grey.
really 85.
He's 85 years old, but he has got a ton of brilliant albums on. He's been on the channel. If you love jazz fusion, go and check him out. Top quality fusion stuff. Go and see him live. Big thank you to Will as well for coming on. And this is all last minute, wasn't it, Will? It was literally last night.
2 days ago.
Yeah, 2 days ago. That's the one. And of course, if you enjoyed this, this is going out on my birthday. So I'm 57 years old today. I know it's hard to believe that I am that old, but I am, and that's a fact. And that's why I'm having to find it quite difficult doing these fast drum solos. But I kept it down a little bit today. But anyway, that's the point. It's my birthday. It's not actually my birthday right now, which is in the future's my birthday. But when you're watching it, it's my birthday. So wish me a happy birthday in the comments and all that bit. Make me feel good about myself as I'm now even a little bit more closer to death. Like the video, subscribe, keep on watching, and if you love this thing where the musicians come in, you know, like and subscribe and share because we can get more in. They'll come in. You're coming next time you come over. This time next year, we'll make it a date.
I'm in. Let's book it.
I'll get some better players in.
Oh, thank you.
Happy birthday.
So none of us will be here.
Yeah.
Right.
Happy birthday, Andy.
Thank you very much.
So good to see you.
So, are you ready to get weird?
We're gonna get a little crazy.
We are going to get a little crazy because we can on my channel.
Okay.
It's not a wedding gig, you know, William.
I've turned all the lights on now.
That's what I want to hear. So you two start with see where it goes. chaps.
Yeah, brother, that was cool.
Cheers, Andy.
Well done, everybody. That was great.
Happy birthday song.
Happy birthday.
I don't know about that. Let's see what we've actually got then.
Well done.
Are you not doing a sign off, or is that
Cool.
just?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that.
All right, yeah.
I've got everything I need there.
I was going to go, but stay for you.